My name is Ernest Kwablah and I'm super excited to come your way with season 2 of the show. Season 1 was amazing and thank you so much for your love through your views, your likes, your comments. It's been a really amazing journey. Not easy by the way, but your love has been totally worth it. I'm super excited to come your way with an amazing lineup of guests for season 2. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and click on the red subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so anytime I post a new video, you get notified. My very first guest for this season is an outstanding individual who has dedicated his life to nurturing talent and, as he puts it, being a positive force in the lives of other people. He is a digital marketer and a talent manager by name Ernest Kwablah, but you might popularly know him as Quables. Quables, you're welcome to the Take It to the Max show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so great to finally have a one-on-one interaction with you because people know of your works, but we see you more in the background. Whereas years ago, Quables used to be a face-on person on camera, modeling, acting, all of that. But then all of a sudden, you decided to take the backstage and be, and champion other people's dreams. I'm really happy to finally have this interaction with you. But how are you doing? Let's get into how you're doing.
I'm fine. I'm just swamped all the time. It's work every single day. But yeah, when you told me about this, I was like, I think it's about time. I let people know the story, or I let people know what I've been up to. So let's do this.
That is 100% true. I'm sure a lot of people are curious. They really want to know. But before we get into our conversation, I'd just like us to do a little throwback.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a picture, then you tell us the story behind that picture.
Okay.
What interests me about this picture I saw on Instagram was the caption. You said, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have one and not be prepared for it. And it shows you from your days in
sports.
Sports. So it gave me the impression that you weren't prepared for a particular game and you lost the game. Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Tell us about it.
I feel like, and I don't think people would know I used to be very active with sports in school. I played for the University, University, and
what sports discipline?
Handball.
Okay.
I played handball, and we went for inter-colleges. We play amongst other colleges, and we never get to win gold. And I wanted to win gold before I leave the school. I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't understand. And when I went to the school, I was the history is that Lagos always beats Ken University all the time. When they come, the way they dress, everybody's wearing Adidas. Everything was uniform, but it was a different story, you know. But I wanted to change that, and we prepared very much for it, but we still lost, But I mean, the lesson I learned from that is that maybe that's just how it was meant to be. Maybe we were not supposed to win gold, but we did prepare for it. But maybe they prepared more.
How would you describe yourself to someone you just met?
I would say I'm a very, very positive person, and I would say I'm cool, calm, and adventurous. I like to take risks. I like to do things that nobody has done, and that's the thing with me, and that's why maybe I progress or people see the growth, because I never want to be at the same place. I always want to do something that nobody has done. So I mean, later in the conversation, maybe people get to know what I'm doing, but I only decided to take that path because I felt like there was a gap, and nobody was doing it, so I wanted to do it. I just like to do what nobody has done or what people are not doing. I
reached out to a couple of people that you've known for a couple of years, and are you interested to know what they had to say about you?
Yo, you're about to blow my mind.
Here you go.
Yo, you're about to blow my mind. Okay.
So Quables, aside the fact that he's very annoying, he's a very driven, motivated young man. He's a go-getter and someone that, when he puts his mind on something, he never gives up till he actually gets it. Yeah, that's my guy.
That's my #1 fan. Hey! Skyscraper.
Quables is literally one of the people that has a mad talent when it comes to creativity in Ghana, big time. He's strong when it comes to creativity, top notch, and he knows how to like nurture people's creativity and make it go further, even more than the way they dream it would have. You understand that? So having somebody like Quables on your side and motivating you is really a big thing, especially if you are really down, or you like he's extra motivated to push people who have like great talents. And I feel like, yeah, that's just his gift from God. Like God gave that to him.
Mad. Really
so
interesting.
What's your impression on the opinions your friends had to say about you?
What Skyscraper said, I feel like that's the gift God has given me, because sometimes I wonder where I get the motivation from.
Right.
Because like so many people say no to my ideas, so many people say no to the things that I want to do, but I still want to do them.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know where people ask me, how do I get motivated, or how do I, keep going? So maybe this is why I'm on earth, or this is my purpose.
Right. So I'd want us to go deeper into why you settled on what you currently do as your purpose, and how you found the conviction that this is actually your purpose. But before we get into that, Skyscraper did mention it's a God-giving gift, and you also affirm it. Yeah. It just takes me back to a short documentary you put together for Dance with a Purpose. Yeah. And I remember you talking about a prophecy that was given to you whilst you were in school.
Oh, Dillis! Yo! That's interesting.
You didn't see that coming,
huh?
It just took my mind to the prophecy you made mention of, and I was wondering, at that point when you felt the conviction about, possibly what he's saying is true, did you feel like, yes, this is what I would be doing at that point in time?
So when I got a prophecy, I knew that was going to be great. I knew that even if it was not me, it was going to be me leading somebody to be great. Right. You know, so I believe this so much. I don't know, I believed in the prophecy so much. And even until, I've not been to church in a while, and I went to church, and then my pastor saw me, like, do I remember that he told me something?
He said that he saw me coming out of the door, and the door was I was too tall for the door, that I couldn't come out of the door. And then the person that was closest to me was at my waist level. I mean, my understanding of that prophecy is that I'll go tall. You understand? I'll go tall no matter what I find myself. I'll go tall beyond my expectations, or beyond what people think I can achieve.
This is what is happening in my life right now, because even if it's not me and I'm not the one being talked about, the people that I manage are being spoken about, and they are going global. You understand? So I feel like that's the prophecy coming to life. Right. You know, it's really not about me. It's about once I'm part of it, then it has to go.
I would love for us to go into the evolution of your career, like how you started off in school. I know you were modeling in school, so how did you even decide to get into those various careers, and just take us through all the careers you've been doing.
It's crazy. I've done so many things. I did a little bit of acting. I started my own series.
Wow.
Yeah, I started my own, because if nobody's going to put me in a movie, I'm going to start my own movie. Yeah, exactly. So I started my own two-cast series. I got production team together, and then I started something. I didn't follow through. I wanted to do modeling, so I started doing runway modeling. Right. I think in first year. And there's so many people I looked up to, you know, like Ian Wardy. Ian was tall, and everybody knew him for runway modeling back then. And so I started runway modeling, but it was taking a lot of my time, and it wasn't paying. Right. It wasn't really about the money, but now I was growing, and then I realized that there was commercial modeling. Right. You know, and I got a job to do like a Tigo commercial. That was one of my first commercials. I did a Tigo billboard, and I was paid a lot. That was years ago. That's years ago. I think I was paid. Maybe I'm not supposed to mention the amount, but I was paid like the amount that they pay people for commercials right now. Right. I know the way they pay people, and that's even lower than what I was paid back then. Okay. So for me to do commercial modeling and get that amount of money, I was like, no, that is the way. You know,
the money was
that was the way, commercial modeling. So I was still doing runway a little bit, but I wanted to focus more on commercial modeling. So then now I started working with brands like MTN, Fidelity, Kit Kat, you know, and So that was the growth. I kind of, because I started doing more commercial, I kind of put runway on a hold because I'll go for rehearsals for 30 days.
Right.
And the amount of money that I'm being paid, it was taking more of my time and money, you know. So I put runway on a hold and I did more commercial modeling.
Okay.
Now, I started getting ambassadorial deals. I became an ambassador for Kit Kat.
Right.
I became an ambassador for MTN Pulse. The first time they did MTN Pulse, the influencers were me, Kiddy, I don't remember, me, Kiddy, and some people, you know, and they introduced me in KNST. They do this event at the parade grounds, and the crowd was crazy. I came on stage and I didn't know what to say. Like I feel like I spoke in the mic, but nobody heard me. I couldn't hear myself. You know, it was a big moment in my career.
Right.
And I'm grateful for all that happened back then, because I feel like it's molded me to become who I am today. And then so it got to a point in my life there's this thing I say, thoughts become things. And every time I thought about something, it actually happened.
Right.
Because I actually always believed that every long vacation when I was in Kenya, when I was in school, I'll get a big gig, like I'll do a commercial for a big brand.
Right.
And funny enough, every long vacation that happened. Every long vacation that happened. But it got to a point in my life, I was not so enthused or happy. Not like I was not happy. The fulfillment was not there like that. You know, I realized that if I see someone else on a billboard, I'm so excited. You know, if I see someone else do well, I become so excited. You know, so I'm like, why am I more excited when I see someone? So I go to ask God, like, why? I'm more excited when I see, you know, someone doing well, and then it's normal. Like I'm on a billboard and I see it as a normal thing.
Yeah.
My mom is like, she feels like I'm very, very humble, because back then I used to pick Churchill. Yeah, like I'll be in the Churchill and someone like, I don't want to go. Yeah. So I was more excited when I saw other people on big platforms.
Right.
So, and I didn't know what to do. You know, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go from there.
Right.
And then I think that everything was just meant to connect that way. Dancegod Lloyd, I went to school with Dancegod Lloyd. I went to Presec Legon with him. And then he reached out to me so many times. He met me so many times, like, bro, this is what I'm going through. I need some help. You understand? And I felt like maybe he came to me at that time because I was popular.
Right.
You know, and I don't even know why I became popular. To be honest, in KNST, I don't know.
I'm going to ask,
yeah.
like,
how I don't know. I don't know what I did.
What's the trick? Tell us. Don't we want to know?
I don't know what I did. So I really don't know how I became that popular in the school. Because I wasn't going for parties, all the parties. I wasn't everywhere. You know, I wasn't everywhere. But funny things that almost everybody knew me, and I didn't know how. You know, and I didn't know how my social media was growing so fast.
Right.
You know, so maybe he came to me. Lloyd Dancegod came to me around that time because maybe I was popular. You know, and I told him that it's not about me posting you or anything. Like, I feel like there's more that you need to do. Like, because I might just post you and people see you and then it ends there. You know, he could come to my house at 11 p.m., 12 a.m. And I used to live far. I live out of Fanko. He lives at Ashaman. So he lives at Ashaman at 12 and comes to my house just to have a conversation. Right. You know, so the fact that he came to me so many times, I felt in my spirit that maybe this is the time, you know, to probably channel my energy into someone else, because I was more excited or I was more fulfilled when I helped somebody. Yeah. So I told him that, okay, I'm going to manage you, but I don't know how I'm going to do it because I didn't study this. Right. You know, and I believe that we'll make it. You know, that's what I told him years back. And then he also believed. I don't know. Funny thing is that he believed in me so much. I don't know why. Because I hadn't been a manager before. I've not managed anybody, yeah, but I don't know why he believed in me so much. And every morning, so after school, and another thing, I've never put a CV together. But
Interesting.
I've never any place that I've worked, I've never put, and I worked in advertising for how many years? Almost like 4 years or 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and I never put a CV
So
together.
it's just like recommendations,
Before
or you just approach?
when I completed school, you know, when you complete school, you stay in the house for a while. When I completed school, let's say I finished on Friday, the Monday I was working.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have any breathing space, so like I was poached from school because I did nationals, I did service. You know, when I come on vacation, you know, so people knew what I could do when it comes to, you know, like online stuff.
Okay.
You know, so immediately I finished school, I started working, and then that's the same place I did my national service.
Right.
So I've never put a CV together, and every morning when I was going to work, I literally could talk on the phone with Dancegod Lloyd for like 1 hour, 2 hours. I see how I was dating him. It's funny. People don't know this, but we spoke every single morning, not necessarily about dance, but it's like I was getting into because I hadn't managed anybody before, but I had to get into the person's life to be able to understand what they do, because I don't really know how to dance.
Right.
And to be able to understand what they do, how they think, and what goes into what they do. So there were 3 people then I started managing, and then there was not a lot of money coming in. You know, we can go and dance somewhere, and then the money they give us is 50 cedis. There are 3. For a year or 2, I never made a penny. You know, any money that comes, I let them have it because it was very little, you know.
Right.
And I think the 3rd guy, he was like, no, he can't live this life anymore. So he quit. He stopped coming. He stopped dancing. And it was just left to Lloyd and Afrobeat. They still persevered. This is like, I mean, everybody can see their growth and where they have gotten to, you know. But it's been a very crazy, interesting.
Anyway, so that is how you got into the profession of like managing talents.
Yes.
And would you say this is like a destination you've arrived at and you're looking to, like, you know, stay and grow in, or it's like also a stepping stone into other fields?
I feel like it's a stepping stone into other fields because it also made me discover a lot of things about myself.
Okay.
I didn't know that I could, you know, relate to people like this, or I didn't know that I could come up with strategies for someone's career. Like, it's not something that I think that I knew I could do, you know. I just felt like maybe I can't. I just believe that I can, but I didn't know I could be a master at this.
Right.
You know, because I believe that right now, like, there's I don't know how to say it, but I feel like there's something that speaks to me.
Right. And that's just something I want us to break down. That's why I would like move further into the question of you just like giving us an insight into your background. How were you growing up? Like, what are the stuff you used to engage in? Your educational background, your home training, experiences that seem to have shaped you, so we can get an understanding of how you come by these natural qualities.
You're smart. Like, truth, I feel like maybe the way I grew up is probably the reason why I am like this. I grew up living with my grandmother, my grandparents, because my mom gave birth to me at a very early age, and I used to go to school, and that school was hard life. I could go to school and I come back home, I'm wearing my singlet. I've left the school from the school. Yeah, like it was full shit, you know. And I think that my parents came back home, they came to visit sometime, and they were like, is this how I come out? They made me kneel down. Because I was coming back with the area boys. I came back home with the area boys. And I was very young. This is like class 1, class 2, you know. And then they decided to change my school because they felt like maybe the school I was going to before had an influence, you know, on me. So when I went to the new school, food that I be, food EV for in that school, I'm like, what kind of school? The first day they were like mental. Like, what is this? Because where I'm coming from, we don't know. We don't do mental. We don't bring lunchbox to school. Like, everybody had lunchbox.
Rubber.
Yeah, we're giving my money. You decide what to do with the money. You know? I'm like, and these right cases. You know how?
Baby school.
It's like I was just lost in that school, you know. You know, so I kind of felt inferior when I went to that school, because, you know, like, there's so many things that they knew and they could do. Like, you know, imagine everybody's writing cursive and your handwriting is off. Mental.
By the way, that was unnecessary pressure. Like, we don't need
pressure.
cursive right now. We are typing, like,
no. And like, the same mental. You finish asking the questions and they're answering the papers. I haven't written anything because I didn't even have to write. Nothing to say, you write. You know, so I kind of felt inferior in the beginning when I went to the school, but I made a couple of friends, you know, that made me feel at home. You know, so I had to catch up fast, but I was very quiet because, you know, because of the way I felt, I didn't talk a lot.
Right.
So I was a very quiet person at that time. The people that knew me from then, if the person is on, I'm sure they are very surprised.
Right.
Because I never spoke. You know, the other school, I was a talkative. But the new school, I was a very quiet person, and it kind of also helped me because then I knew when to talk and when not to talk. You know, so growing up and I go somewhere, I don't just talk. I look at who is around.
Yeah.
Depending on who is around, I know what to say and what not to say. My growing up there was a lot of discipline. You know, you cannot just do anything. And shout out to my mother. My mother, she I feel like she molded my mind, you know, with how I think and how I deal with people. Because in certain situations, I'm always thinking about the other person as well. I don't think about just myself.
Right.
So if you realize, everything I do is that I consider people a lot. I consider the people that I deal with and the people that I manage.
Right.
You know, and even if the people that I manage, when they do something wrong to somebody else, I let you know you are the one that is wrong. I don't support you because you are close to me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how my mom molded my mind. You know, some people, like, even if their person is wrong, they still support. You know, you don't support wrong. You know, so shout out to her for the training and everything. It's I feel like the way I think and how I live my life really comes from there. You know, it comes from how they handle certain things, how they, you know, I don't know if there was a time that I wanted to play football. I love football very much. People don't believe. When I'm not, so they say I shan't. But back then, I was good. You know, in primary JSS, they put me in school team. I know it wasn't that serious, but maybe I could have become the next Messi. You know, so they never supported that. They wanted me to take academics very seriously. They wanted me to become a doctor or a lawyer or something. You know, and people used to give me, you know, gifts, like they gave me football boots, they gave me this, they gave me that. And my mom, there are times where if somebody gives me something, she tells me not to collect it. And there are times where she'll allow me to collect it. And you see, at that young age, you don't know, you want to collect everything. It's not every opportunity that you go for, because it might not be in your best interest. Like there are times where certain people reach out to us, to book us, and they talk to us anyhow. And I tell you that, to be honest, I don't care. It's not about your money.
Right.
You cannot come and disrespect us and think that because of your money I'll do it. I will not do it. And the people that have money don't even understand. They don't understand that, but that's what I stand for.
You walked us a bit into how you became like a talent manager.
Yeah.
That is through Lloyd. How did you feel in that pushing? Aside feeling like this was something you had never done before, aside the like willingness to do, what other emotions like came up during that period?
There were a lot of emotions that came up, like, you know, because I had a paying job, and I used to leave work and go for meetings and all of that, and then the people at my office realized that I was focusing on other things and I wasn't paying attention to my work, and they complained so many times. But I also really loved what I was doing. I also really loved helping people, you know.
Right.
So it was a problem. My parents also didn't like the fact that, you know, I wanted to manage talent. You understand? They never believed in what I wanted to do.
Right.
Because they're like, you have a career.
Yeah.
Why is it that you are focusing on something else that's probably affecting your career path? Because they know I love digital marketing. When I was 18, my mother took me to register a company.
Okay.
It's called Headlines.
Okay.
It's an advertising agency. So at that young age, my mother believed in me and knew that yeah, this is something I love to do.
Yeah.
So why is that now I want to do something else? You know, she wanted me to focus more on what I've always loved doing.
Right.
You know, so my parents didn't like it. The people said so many things. They said, someone said, I'm like, no, at that time Lloyd had dyed his hair blonde. Like, why are you following the guy with Indomie on his hair and all that? Yeah, people said the weirdest things and very, very mean stuff, you know. And other people also say, why you're a model? Like, why are you not focusing on yourself anymore? You know, and you see, some people love me for that, for modeling. Some people love me because of the pictures, you know, the content I was creating. And I wasn't doing any of that, you know. I was focusing. So it's like the love that they have for me, there was no attention on me anymore. When people call me now, they're calling me to book.
Yeah.
They don't call me for me, you know. So some people didn't understand why I was giving up on myself and focusing on other things, you know. So I had to do a lot of like thinking and build my mind, you know, to be able to like. I didn't have to prove to them, but I felt like there were so many things trying to let me know that this is a wrong path.
Right.
There were so many things, so many.
You were convicted. It was like what you were.
I needed to do this, and like I had to also like it had to work, because if it didn't work, then everybody would say
they said it.
They said it, yeah, but it had to work, and I'm glad that I did.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there like any point where you doubted, like
No,
what you were into?
I don't think so.
You did
I
not.
don't think I ever doubted that it wouldn't work, because I believe that we are all on a journey, and even if it didn't work, it was supposed to be part of my journey.
Right.
You understand? To lead me somewhere.
Right.
You understand? So I did what I had to do. You understand? And you know, I feel like life is about choices. So at that point, I had to make a choice, and I made that choice. I don't regret it.
Right.
You know, so I'm probably not going to be doing this forever. It's probably a stepping stone to something else. And when I get to that point, I'll make another choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So your talent management company is Q17.
Yes.
Talk to us about how you came by the name Q17.
Okay. So Q17, I was thinking about a logo, you know, and then now when there's so many names came to mind. I was struggling. You know, I don't know whether you have ever been through that process. Like, if you want to start something, you want to come up with a name.
Yeah.
So difficult.
Branding.
So I took a paper and I wrote so many things, and then I wrote the age I wanted to, like, I started like having dreams of all the things I wanted to do. I remember at 17, I told my uncle I want to make money. He's like, what do you mean? You're going to school, focus on school. What do you mean you want to make money? But he didn't understand. Like, I was thinking, like, I grew up very, very fast. So 17, I wanted to do so many things. So I wrote 17 down. Now I wrote my nickname, Quables. And then I wrote Q. And then I wrote so many things. I wrote my religion, I'm a Christian. I wrote so many things. And then now, I don't know how, I put the paper down, I went back to the paper. And now there were so many names, I just kept on seeing so many, the same thing. I just saw Christian Quables 17, Christian Quables 17. And then now I decided, I don't know how things come to me. Now I started to count A, B, C, D, and see Q, what number it falls on.
Yeah.
And it fell on 17. I'm like, no way. No way. It can't be a coincidence.
Yeah.
So I'm like, then it's supposed to be Q17. So the logo is such that the 1 and the 7, the crosses, so it shows the crucifix.
Okay.
Yes, you see.
Oh, so it infuses the Christian
yes,
part
it infuses
into
the Christian part. There's still a 17, and then there's still a Quables in there.
Interesting.
That's how I came up.
Interesting.
That's how I came
so
up
there
with
you
it.
have it, like the story of Q17. This is the first time you talked about it,
Yeah,
right?
this is the first time I've talked about it.
So that's great. How do you discover the various talents you have under your management?
I feel like I have to connect with you and because I don't manage the people that I manage like a manager. I literally take them as though they are my brothers or like they are my family.
Right.
You know, because I'm more like a servant to them. You know, like they can go for performances, and at the performance they're sweating, I come and clean their sweat. You know, I'm holding all of them, their bags.
Yeah.
But this is a case where I was a talent myself. I was an influencer. I worked with brands.
Yeah.
But you see, it takes a lot for you to, you know, put that aside and come and serve people.
Sure.
You understand? So I wasn't just a manager. I took them as though they were my family. So because I do that for my family.
Right.
I'll do that for my siblings. So now if I decide to manage you, then that means that I'm literally becoming your family member.
Right.
You understand? So I met so many people that could dance before Lloyd. I met so many people that could sing. I have, aside Lloyd, I manage other people too, like Djay, like Afronita, like Rolly. I manage a lot of other people, but it takes something for me to decide to actually, because people have approached me. So many people have come to me and told me to manage them, but I'll say, okay, you send me the music, I'll listen to it, but I need to have some kind of feeling.
Conviction.
It's not about how talented you are. I need to have some kind of conviction that yes, you and I have to work.
Yeah.
And that's because when I start working with you, I'm not even thinking about whether I'm going to make money, because at the time I started managing these people, there was no money in what they were doing. And for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, I never took anything because the money that was being paid, because I was working. So I was living off what I was making, you know, so I never made anything for 3 years. So I didn't come in for the money.
Right. Your job is to grow their talent to the point where they can start making money off of it.
Yes. So it was more about making it work for them.
Right.
Than me. You know, when it works, and yes, I mean, the money is coming. That's cool, but in the beginning, that wasn't the thought at all.
Okay, so most of the talents approach you and not you reaching out to them.
So there's one person I manage, he's called Djay. I went to Presec. Funny thing, I managed 2 Presec people. A lot of people that work at Presecans. So I went to an event with Lloyd and I recorded a video of perform. I was just recording snaps.
Okay.
And then a month later, I was deleting videos from my phone because my memory is always full. I was deleting videos, and then so you know how you select a lot of videos and delete. Yeah. So I deleted, and I was tired. Now I was coming to delete another batch, and there was one video I did because that event I deleted all the videos. So I was wondering why I didn't delete that particular video. I played a video, and it was him performing in the background. There was somebody singing in the background. Right. And now what is this? I didn't even know if the person was talented. So I told Lloyd that, no, I'm looking for this guy, the person that was singing in this video. You know, and then I put on social media that I was looking for this person. It speaks a lot about my connection with people before I decided to manage them. You know, so you can either approach me or I'll approach you. So when I realized that, I approached him. You know, but with Lloyd, he approached me, and then he brought Afrobeat as well. You know. So yeah, there has to be some kind of, you know, connection before I do.
Right. Yeah. How would you describe the journey so far?
The journey has been a very interesting one. I'll say it's like a puzzle. I'm trying to put like so many things together.
Still, someone would think you had cracked the code already.
To them, I have cracked it, but you know, I'm still alive. I'm still living life, and there are more things that are gonna come my way. You understand? So because maybe you might think that Lloyd, or they might think that Lloyd has gotten to a point, but I want him to go higher. Right. You know, so I still have to be able to put things together. Right. Because the puzzle is not complete. Once you are alive, the puzzle is not complete. So we're still putting things together to get the whole picture. Right. You know, so it's been a very, very, I don't know how to describe the journey, because there have been times where, you know, like I've been thinking, hey, like how did I get here? Yeah. I'm thinking, did I really want to do this? This is the path I had to take, you know, but after I asked myself the question, I'm like, yes, this is the path I have to take. Interesting. You know, so, because the reason why I ask myself those questions is because of some of the things that I go through and some of the emotional moments, some of the, sometimes I get goosebumps, you know, sometimes I cry. People don't see that, but yeah, sometimes I cry because I'm happy that it has happened. Right. Or I'm happy that, you know, like, the path that I decided to take is coming into fruition, like it's coming to life.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what I should say here, but it's coming to life.
Makes complete sense.
Yeah, so sometimes I cry.
So what would you say are some of the low moments for you?
Okay, so some of the low moments would be times where people didn't appreciate, you know, what I do, or times where people don't see the effort that we're putting in. You know, sometimes you go for, or you want, you know, your people to be on an interview to share their story, and then people tell you that no interviews for upcoming, or you know, yeah. Or let's say, you see, Lloyd went through that process. Now Lloyd has become popular. There was one TV station that I told Lloyd that I told them I wanted to put Djay on. They said no interviews for new artists, but they want to interview Lloyd. I said no. No.
Interesting.
Yes. What do you mean? It's crazy, like, and it's sad the kind of industry that we're in. There are good people out there. There are people that are helping improve the industry, but there are some people also that are there that I don't know how they're running or doing what. I don't know what they are doing. Like, it's not even about you're not even listening to the music or to tell me that the music is not good. Once the person is new, you don't want to give the person a platform.
Yeah. So how do they blow?
Yes. What if the people that are there right now fade or they don't stop doing music?
Yeah.
Are you now come to give the attention to the people that you should have helped groom, like the next generation? Like, it's sad how people think, because I'm always thinking about the next generation, and that's why we even started DWP Academy, to not let everything end with Lloyd and Afrobeats. So when they're not dancing anymore, there's another generation that's coming.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea.
And people have already seen the other generation, and they're very young, 17, 16. You know, like Afronita, there's Lisa, there's Kesh, there's Rachel, there's so many talented, you know, young individuals that are going to take over the world soon. You know, so like we need to build the next generation and not, you know, live it or limit ourselves to the people that have just made it.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you say informs your selflessness? Because one trait I've realized about you is you're really selfless in all the things you do.
Yeah.
You're coming from a place of like being very popular, but you decided to take like the background role, be selfless, and then support the dreams and visions of other talents. What would you say informs this?
That's just me.
No, there's got to be something. Because sometimes it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. So there's something I always say that I'm someone's hope. Okay. So you know, even at the beginning of the interview, I said something about me being a positive force in the lives of other people. Yeah, it's something that I just want to be like an instrument to help people. I just want when somebody finds themselves in a situation, I can help them.
Right.
You understand? It doesn't matter if I don't have to give you money. My time should be able to help you, or my thoughts or what I think about life should be able to inspire somebody or should be able to make somebody. So me even doing this with all of these talents should be able to inspire somebody to want to do better.
Okay.
You understand? Or want to do more. You know, and it's just it's hard. It's hard. I'm just selfless. It's just hard to break down. It's just hard for me to understand why I'm like that.
Right. Would you say your Christian faith sort of informs this, or
I think so.
adds on to it?
I think so. I think that my upbringing and how my parents trained me also informed that, because my parents are selfless. You understand? Yeah, my parents are selfless. There's a story that I don't really want to talk about, but my mom went through a lot for me. You understand? And it's crazy. Like there are situations where I'm supposed to probably cry or be sad, but I'm not sad for those moments. But when I think about certain things, it gets me very emotional. You understand? Because some people were very, selfless when it came to me. So it has also made me become like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in you being selfless, sometimes people tend to take such traits for granted. It's like, okay, you're doing all these things for me, so I'll like take advantage of you, or just take it for granted. How do you deal with times like that?
For people taking advantage of me, I feel like You might probably think you're taking advantage of me, but you're not. I'm happy doing whatever I want to do for you.
Okay.
You understand? So if, let's say, I'm serving you or managing you and one day you decide to leave, or I just see it as probably my work in your life is probably done. Or this is the point for you. And
I was going to ask, like, what are you going to do if Lloyd, Afrobeats, Djay, Afronita, all these people decide, Charlie Quables, make a shot? What would you do?
That's a very interesting question. I think that I will just understand. I won't take it very personal.
What if they're deliberately doing it to spice it? Like maybe
No,
there was
I won't take it personal at all. I'll see it as, because what I'm doing, I feel like it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me because the growth. Sometimes all the things I think about, it's not normal. I don't know how I'm able to get or think that, okay, this is going to work and this is not going to work.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know if you know about how the Beyonce thing happened. And so Lloyd and Afrobeats didn't want to dance the song because of the tempo.
Right.
You know, and I think that they had something to do at that time. But I was like, no, Lloyd, you need to dance to the song today. He didn't want to do it. But I found a way to convince him to do it. And but Afrobeats, he once he said he's not doing it. So Lloyd listened, and Lloyd did a video to it. Like, even though we had something else to do. And he posted and he went viral. And they saw the video, Beyonce shared it on her story. And it started from there. And look at that was like more like a big part of his career. You understand? And that's just one of them. But there's been so many instances where I've just had this strong, conviction that let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. You understand? So I believe that what I'm doing is bigger than me. And if it gets to a point where anybody says, oh, I don't want to do this with you anymore, I'm not going to take it personal. I'm going to be like, okay, my work probably is done with you. I move on. You understand? Where, like, because if maybe I'm supposed to go somewhere, maybe and maybe this is the time. You understand? So, but I don't have plans on leaving any of them.
Right.
But if on their end they think that they have to move, I will not take it personal at all.
That's interesting.
I won't take it personal at all.
That is really interesting. Yeah. So where do you see yourself in the future? What do you see for Quables in the future? And I'm not asking for your talents. I'm asking for Quables.
For Quables.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Quables, I'm going to run like one of the biggest advertising agencies in Africa.
Okay.
In some years to come. I feel like I'm going to inspire a lot of people some years to come. Right. I want people to be able to go after their dreams. I want people to be able to believe that they can do. I want people to be able to take, risk, and do things that nobody has ever done.
Right.
And I want to be like an instrument for that. But like, because of you, I believed and I wanted to do it.
Right.
I always say I'm someone's hope. So I want to be people's hope. That's the dream.
Right.
Yeah.
And we pray to the Almighty that you are able to meet that dream. Yeah. Thank you so much for making time out to have this interaction with us.
You're welcome.
I feel like the world has gotten to know you a lot better than we used to. Yeah. And to appreciate you, we have this package from our sponsors, Akushi.
Akushi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Akushi. I like the name. I like the branding. Okay, thank you so much.
Anything you'd want to say to people who already know you and have learned so much about you, or people who have just known about you for the very first time?
So what I'll say to people out there is that the best is yet to come. I feel like I'm now starting my journey. So look out for what I do and all the people that I manage, and the advertising agency that's going to blow the world in some years to come. Trust me. You can follow me on social media at Quables, Quables, everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more of it, kindly click on the red subscribe button and turn on the notifications so anytime I post a new video, you get notified.